To start the holiday season off, we'll be making this adorable snowman. All you'll need is a utility knife, scissors, and all these fun decorations. You'll also want a book that's 300 pages or longer. If you wouldn't mind, if you could like and subscribe below so that I can keep this channel going. So happy holidays, and let's get started on this fun project. The first step in making this snowman out of a book is you're going to take the template, which is linked below, and you're going to have to either make it bigger or smaller depending on the height of your book. So as you can see from me, I'm going to have to make it a little bit shorter. So when I cut it out, I'll just make sure that I cut inside the lines a bit, which will go ahead and shrink it. I'm going to go ahead and measure, and as you can see, I'm just about there at this point. And now I have the perfect height. Now I decided, you could decide how fat you want your snowman at this point. I want to make my snowman a little bit fatter than the template, so I'm going to leave a little bit there as well. So what you're going to do is, my book is 286 pages. It depends on how fat you want your snowman. I want mine pretty fat because it is a snowman, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on page 1. And I'm going to trace my template. Now if you make this template out of cardboard, it's probably be a bit easier to work with. But as you can see, I've outlined it. Then you're going to go ahead and take a utility knife. So here's my utility knife. I'm going to be super careful. I'm going to go ahead and start carving into my book. I try to cut probably about 20 pages at a time, so I just kind of go very slowly. Just keep on going back in. Just be super careful doing this. As you can see, you're going to have to take your time. If you prefer to use scissors, you could, cut out 2 or 3 pages at a time as well. I just think the knife kind of speeds it up a bit. But again, that's up to you and your comfort level. Just take your time, especially around these curvy parts. Definitely not something you want to do when you're in a rush to be going anywhere. It's definitely worth the effort though. It comes out really, really sweet. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video as well so you can see all the different ways you can decorate the snowman. While I'm doing this, I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed and wrote a comment below so that you can keep on seeing these videos as they're released every Sunday. And as you can see, it doesn't always come out quite as clean as you want to. I do sometimes just use a scissor at this point. know if you have just little areas that are still stuck. You know, you might have a little cleanup that you need to do, like right here is just a little piece. You kind of have to fiddle with it, but it will come out really sweet. So as you can see, I probably cut out in that first swipe about 10 pages at least. But as I continue, I want to show you, you can already see the idea of what it's going to look like. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be nice and rounded as we continue. So go ahead and put your template back in. Make sure you're lined up just right. And I'm just making sure everything's lined up exactly like it was. And you're going to go ahead and just keep going. Once you've finished the process of cutting out the snowman, it's time to decorate, and that's really the fun part. So I'm going to start with putting in the two hands. I've opted to use a glue gun. I think that's really the easiest way to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and add the glue. Right in there. Hold that for a second. And there you go. I'm using sticks just from my backyard. They worked out perfectly for me. It's been raining the last few days, so I did bring them in yesterday just so they could dry out a bit. But as you can see, just adding that little detail already has made the snowman really, really sweet. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the scarf, which I cut out 2 pieces of ribbon for. So this one, that's going to go ahead. So I'm just going to kind of fold it in half. Put it right around him like so. And then this other piece that I'm going to put right here. So I'm first going to go ahead and glue this in half, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some more glue here to attach the other part. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach that like so. That's going to be a little bit too long. That's his scarf. And then I'm going to attach 3 black pom-poms. down his middle. While I'm doing this, if you wouldn't mind commenting below on how you decide to decorate your snowman, and if you could also like and subscribe, that helps my channel to keep going, so you can continue to see all sorts of different book folding ideas and upcycling books. And I think I'm just going to glue this scarf down a little bit, kind of tack it down, just so I can hold it in place where I want it. And then we're going to have the coal eyes, which I just cut out, of some paper. You could use googly eyes if you prefer. It's totally up to you. And then, of course, what would a snowman be without the carrot nose? So here's the carrot nose, and I'm just gonna glue that and stick that right between the pages. It'll just kind of hold on its own, like so. I was going to do a mouth. I'm kind of noticing I don't really think there's enough room, but I was going to go ahead and use some wood pieces and make a mouth. That's totally up to you. You can also take a black Sharpie if you want and color in the black hat. I was also thinking you could also just add like a nice little detail right there. I think that would be really sweet, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that's just leftover paper I had that I used for the end papers. And that'll be just a nice little accent right there. And fold that around like so. And there is my snowman.